Welcome to Njenje Media channel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. El-Zakzaky, the leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, IMN, cries out from an Indian hospital, says the current situation in India is worse than what he and his wife experienced in Nigeria. Basically, El-Zakzaky is saying that they have left a frying pan and they moved into a burning hellfire. El-Zakzaky, who had been in detention since 2015, left the country for medical treatment in India on Monday. Njenje Media reported exclusively when they were leaving, based on an order of the Kaduna State High Court. But barely 2 days after his arrival, El-Zakzaky raised the alarm that his situation in India is from frying pan to fire. In an audio tape released today, Wednesday, the 14th of August 2019, the cleric claimed that he is being redetained under heavy security, expressing desire to return home. Below are 5 points that he raised. Basically, El-Zakzaky is saying that certainly that he expected more when he boarded his flight to India, saying that there was an agreement that he and his wife will be tended by doctors they approved of in Medatan Hospital in India. He said, however, upon arriving in India, they met another set of doctors different from the one they had chosen. He went further to say, "We are happy and we know that by coming here, we will get a befitting hospital that will perform the surgery." Remember, El-Zakzaky's wife still has bullet in her leg. Where did this bullet come from? This bullet came from the Nigerian military when they invaded their houses 3 years ago. The medical advice to come to this hospital, El-Zakzaky said, which they call Medatan Hospital, was given to them by some foreign doctors that visited Nigeria, and that was why they requested to be brought to that hospital. Now, while he was still in Nigeria, they got information that the United States Embassy had given an instruction that they should not be accepted in that hospital when they arrive. Back home in Nigeria, they agreed that nobody should take us to any other hospital aside the hospital of their choice. But they got there to realize that doctors that they brought to them were there just to give advice, not to treat them. According to El-Zakzaky, in his word, he said, we then told them we won't allow any other doctor aside our trusted doctors to attend to us, so that they can do to us what they couldn't with their bullets in Nigeria. Basically, El-Zakzaky is fearing that if he goes to another doctor, apart from the one he's been in contact from Nigeria, the one that they trust, that there is the likelihood that he might not make it back home. That's what he fears. Now, he went further to say, El-Zakzaky says, there is a bullet in my wife's body. We came here for medical treatment due to some ailment that I and my wife, Zenat, have been suffering from. There is a bullet in Zenat's body. Zenat now meaning the wife. And there is also a need for her to get her two kneecaps replaced, amongst other ailments, he said. On my own part, there are also particles of bullets that were broken into pieces in my eyes. Wow. Okay, there are other pieces of particles of bullet that were broken into pieces in my eyes, hands, and thighs, which have been poisonous to my body. I think what they are supposed to do first of all is to extract this bullet, which I know the surgery cannot be done in Nigeria, hence the reason for the referral abroad. Are we serious in Nigeria? If such, does that mean that people, when they have bullets that are being shot carelessly, when bullets hit people in Nigeria, does that mean that these people will die? Let us continue. Secondly, the poison needs to be extracted from my body. Some of it, they said, is in my bone, and they said the surgery would take some time. I also have problem with my eyes. Since after the second surgery, my eye have been weak, which I was also advised to travel to India for surgery. Then he continued to say that the hospital officials tricked them into coming to India. In conclusion, El-Zakzaky is not happy and he is threatening to go back to Nigeria if the conditions that he was promised is not met. In response to that, the Nigerian government issued a press release today responding to what the Islamic movement globally and what El-Zakzaky said. The statement reads, the court on 5th of August 2019 granted Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky leave to travel to India for medical treatment. Consequently, the court and the relevant agencies took steps to comply with the order. In line with the court order, El-Zakzaky was approved to embark on the trip with state officials, and his choice to be accompanied by his aide and personal doctor was not opposed by the government. On the 12th of August 2019, he and other members of the entourage went to India via Dubai. It is to be noted that El-Zakzaky particularly chose Medata Hospital, India. However, on reaching Dubai, El-Zakzaky began to display ulterior motive against laid-down procedures. He requested that his passport be handed over to him, but the state official would not budge to his pressure. The situation became worse in India as he refused to subject himself to preliminary medical checks. In addition, he demanded free movement and access to visitors of all kinds, as well as requested to be allowed to check into a 5-star hotel instead of being admitted in the hospital. The request was refused on the ground that he came into the country for medicals and not as a tourist. More so, that his visa was issued on medical ground and not for tourism. He also demanded that the police protection be withdrawn from him by the Indian authority. Against medical ethics and standard practice, he requested to nominate doctors of his choice to join the ones tasked by Medata Hospital to perform medical treatment on him and his wife. This created a stalemate, which the hospital insisted that he would not dictate it on the choice of medical personnel to carry out the required medical treatment. Frustrated by his antics, the Indian authorities have expressed willingness to return him to Nigeria with immediate effect. This is on the account that they will not allow him use their country to internationalize his activities. Against this background, the Nigerian government wished to commend the stance of the Indian government as well as apologize to her for the unruly behavior of El-Zakzaky. Similarly, the attention of the public and indeed the international community is hereby drawn to the unfortunate developments. The government also wishes to use this opportunity to affirm its readiness to undertake the prosecution of El-Zakzaky through due process if and when he is returned to the country. On this note, his foul cry that he is being held in circumstances worse than he was in Nigeria should be disregarded. Now, this is a press statement that was signed by Grace Isu Gekbe, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information and Cultures, Abuja, signed today, 14th of August 2019. So, in analysis, Injinji Media can tell us that what is happening here is a battle of supremacy between El-Zakzaky and the federal government. This is a cat and mouse issue. We will be bringing you updates as long as we get more information regarding this. Fact is, El-Zakzaky is in India. He has received medical treatment, but it appears he's trying to play some foul game, whereas the Americans have somehow subtly joined in this. So now, on the international scene, there are 3 countries playing roles here. One, you have America on one side via the American embassy in India. 2, you have India being the country that have received El-Zakzaky to treat him. 3, you have Nigeria being the original country where El-Zakzaky came from, where they have a case against him in court. And 4, it's supposed to be 4. The 4th country is Iran, where the fate that El-Zakzaky and his men practices, that is the Shiite. Their headquarters is in Iran. So this is a very interesting story developing. In Ginger Media channel, we will endeavor as much as possible to always bring us the details that you get nowhere, the in-depth analysis that we do to these issues. Subscribe to the channel. Remember to click on the bell icon. We will be getting you more updates.